40 years ago, Gough Whitlam's bold move to shift recognition of China from Taipei to Beijing got the ball rolling in relations between the two countries. But it was a modest start. Back then, China was nowhere near the economic powerhouse it is today. The volume of trade was small. Compare that with today, and you can see how vital China has become. More than a quarter of Australia's exports now go to China, with minerals and education the key sectors. But there have been times when political differences between the two countries have affected business. When China's leaders sent in the tanks to end the Tiananmen Square protests in 1989, the Prime Minister Bob Hawke granted protection visas to more than 40,000 Chinese students studying here. It set back relations. During John Howard's government, the mining boom kicked in, and only rarely did politics intervene. Occasional visits by the Dalai Lama prompted official Chinese protest, while the defection of an embassy employee briefly put the government in a difficult position. The election of Australia's first Mandarin-speaking PM in 2007 created high hopes of deeper engagement. But a speech by Kevin Rudd in Beijing annoyed Chinese officials with its mention of human rights concerns in Tibet, the scuttling of a major Chinese mining deal and the subsequent jailing of the Australian Rio Tinto executive Stern Hu didn't help. Relations hit their lowest point in the 2009 Defence White Paper implied China was a military threat. A change of Prime Minister hasn't made things any less complicated. Julia Gillard's move this year to allow American troops to rotate through Darwin hasn't been viewed well in Beijing. More recently, a ban on the telco giant Huawei from building the national broadband network cast a cloud over Chinese investment. But the trade at the core of the relationship remains rock solid, with the Chinese-led consortium recently snapping up Australia's biggest farm, Cubby Station. The challenge, as outlined in the most recent white paper, is now to create more cultural engagement. Only a small number of Australian school students learn Chinese. The government's hoping a greater focus on Asian languages will be the key to better engagement in the future.